Showtime, my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shogun Zorra. Thank you for tuning in. The last time I did a video about why mangas are better than anime, and there are some good reasons. And if you haven't watched it, then you should. But you can also start watching this video and then later on. But this is technically part 2. This is about why anime is better than manga. I have some good reason, and if you agree, then write down in the comment section below, and if you don't, then also write down in the comment section below. And yes, let's get started. The first and the main reason why anime is called anime, and my first reason is animation. Because if this was not for animation, anime, then most of us would have not known it. And because of animation, because it's animated, it has voiceovers, and that means we have dub and sub. So if you're lucky enough, your anime that you're watching is dubbed, so you don't have to read subtitles, and you can not specifically just read, you can just hear and enjoy the show for yourself. And for the people who don't have subs, they can just read the subtitles, and it's still okay, because sometimes in manga it's difficult to get the general view of what's going on, because sometimes there are so many stuff and so many panels that you don't really know where to read from, because technically manga is from right to left, but sometimes there's so many stuff and you don't really know where to start, and sometimes it gets very confusing. But the animation wise, because it's animated, it shows like the specific plot row, I would say, the specific guide to how to watch, because they animate everything as one by one, and you see and understand what's going to happen. And because it's animation, sometimes it's so fluent, you understand what's going on, especially in the scenario in shonen animes, like fighting animes. If you read the manga, sometimes it's very difficult what's happening, because you don't get the general view, because the manga artists have to get the specific, only the main point of the fight to get across in the manga. But in anime, you see everything fluent, the animation is fluent, and you can understand what's going to happen. And also the animation can also sometimes carry the entire show. Sometimes manga is not as good, I would say. I'm not as good, but it's not as cool if they had animation. If this animation is very good, and it carries an entire series, and that is pretty amazing for the show itself and for the manga artist, because it helps also the manga artist. The anime is really good. Then my second point is about atmosphere and music. If not for music, I would have not came across so many animes, because of like anime challenge or anime openings, endings and stuff. But the atmosphere is very important, because it's animated and you don't have to read. Because if you read this, you can listen to music separately, but you don't get the general view or the emotion really good. And if it's with music, it's much better, because it gives you the atmosphere. If something sad is happening, if something sad, then you get something that's going to happen. Or especially like in specific anime, the OST shows something crazy is happening. Example from My Hero Academia, you say, right, if you hear the scene, you know it's going to be hype. Or Fairy Tail theme, you know, I think you know what I mean. If this comes, it's pretty hype. But especially in some anime, if this OST comes, it spoils you directly what's going to happen. Especially like in Giovanna theme from JoJo Bizarre Adventure. If this comes up, you know directly what's going to happen. And the opening, because opening carries also the show, the music, and this is pretty amazing, because sometimes, some occasion, the music can change drastically the atmosphere of the anime. Because there are two moments when I watched an anime and it was pretty sad, and I didn't cry, but they played one anime, they played the specific OST, and it was so slow and smooth, and that was in a farewell moment, and I started crying. This happened 2 times. It is wonderful, the music itself. Maybe I would have not cried, but with the music, I totally cried. And the music helps you to carry every time. And who likes in general music? Not music, because music guides you everywhere, and you can, if the anime has good music, then you download it or have it for yourself and listen all the way through. I think I should make a top 10 anime openings, endings and OSTs, but maybe in the future. Then we have movies, because in mangas they have sometimes special spin-offs or special manga that you can read that's connected to the main show. But with the movie, they can adapt the movie and then you see this in the specific new animation. Not specifically new, but the animation is much more better, much more clear than the regular show, and you can see it in the big screen, and that's much better. You can also really go to the cinema with this movie, and you can go to the cinema and watch maybe with your friends together, or in general with the people who also enjoy the show, and you see them enjoy the show with you, and you can see their reaction, and that's pretty amazing because in the movie they put more budget into it and makes more effort than in the manga. Mangas would be, I would say, often the same as the main show, but but if it's a movie, they put more things to it, more music, more animation, more. The quality is in general would be much better. And sometimes my next point technically is the anime is extended than the manga, because the manga artists are so limited by their deadline. By every week they have to, or every month they have to get the chapter out. And in anime, sometimes the manga artists cannot really show their ideas or their stuff that they want to do in the specific 20 pages of the chapter. So sometimes the manga artists come to the animation studio and help to improve the show with the general idea. Sometimes they extended some stuff, specific stuff that's not included in the anime and that in the manga, and that is amazing because, and in some cases like when Attack on Titan, the manga artist, I forgot his name, and he extended some scenes and showed some cool moments and characteristics of the characters, and also with Kimetsu no Yaiba. And yes, especially they extend some pretty good stuff, like especially Kimetsu no Yaiba, known as Demon Slayer. They show like specific moments of the character, the extended fight and the music, and it's much more better than the manga. And they do a lot of quality. The manga artists can see it and say something like to improve it, or what you wanted to intend the manga, but you couldn't really express in the manga. So that's cool that the manga artist sometimes comes and extend it, or they extend some, in general the animation studio itself extends some stuff like better explanation, or maybe a little bit of hints that is shown in the future, further in the future than in the regular show. So they could put some little hints, and then later on you can see, oh my god, they hinted it already in the specific scene, and that's not really as present in the manga. And the final reason why anime is better than manga, we have AMVs. If you don't know what AMV is, probably show it about the people who don't know. It's animated music video or anime music video. And AMVs are basically music anime scenes that are edited together with specific music of their like, and then they put it all together, because sometimes for anime watcher who wants us to see some pretty good fight scenes with, or specific moments of the anime together with specific cool music, they edit everything together, and there's AMVs, and there's so much of AMV, so many AMVs that you can like, and you can just write like Kimetsu no Yaiba and Linkin Park together, and then you will find cool edit moments of the specific fights or specific moment of the anime added together with the anime, yes. And that's pretty cool. There's so many varieties and so many people who can see are talented in editing. And if you just want to see like example, the fight between Goku and Frieza, that's the longest anime fight ever, about 4 hours. And if you want to see the best moments and like the cool highlights with good music, example, yes, Goku vs Frieza with Linkin Park in the end. They edited in like a 4-minute video, with the good music, and all the big highlights are added together. It's not too long, not too drag. And because of AMV, I've met a lot of other artists that I would have never know myself if this wasn't for AMVs. And yeah, that's it. That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you just really agree with my statements with why anime is better than manga, then please write down comment below, or in general just share it. It would be very nice for me, and I hope you agree with me. I thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please punch the like button and subscribe, and hope you enjoyed it. And thank you very much again. I hope you have a nice time. Don't forget, life is Showtime, and peace out.